Well, hello and welcome to a recording of today's daily Dominion challenge on the Temple Gates client. Yeah, let's have a look at the kingdom first and then get straight to it. I decided to make this recording very spontaneously as this looks like a super interesting kingdom. Actually, I've played it once before, but then decided to record a video of myself playing it because it's super fun. When looking at this kingdom, we can see a couple of different things, actually a lot of different things that might be overwhelming, but one of the most important aspects we might see right away when scanning the board for plus buy is that there is none. There is no way to buy multiple cards per turn, but there are multiple ways to gain multiple cards per turn. For example, we have carpenter, we have weaver, we have swap to make those cards we gained into higher value cards. And actually, let me show you the full kingdom view. Here you can read the cards as well. And one of the most exciting cards that makes this kingdom work really nicely is footpad. And footpad is a militia variant where when you play it, every other player has to discard down to 3 cards and you get 2 coffers. But more importantly, in games using this, whenever a card is gained during an action phase, the player that gains the card also draws another card. And with all of those gainers, like carpenter and weaver and even engineer to a lesser extent, it will be very easy to make use of this. And also there's swap, which lets you also gain cards during an action phase as long as you have a card to return to the supply for it, an action card. And the combination of these really makes you draw a lot. We then also have ferry to make one of the supply pile action cards cost 2 less, and we also have Trapper's Lodge, which will let us top deck things to be even quicker about stuff. So if I'm being honest, I would prefer to have a 3-4 split, opening split, because then we could first place the ferry on swap and gain a carpenter. Oh no, I'm actually overthinking this. The 4-3 is much better because it will be nice to have to just fill our deck with swaps and carpenters and to just get drawing. There is no trashing, so curses might be a little annoying, and we cannot really thin down to get what we want, but we can just fill our deck with loads of good stuff, and that should be sufficient. So I'm going to open Carpenter here. Carpenter, if there is no supply pile that is empty, we'll get an action for it, and we'll be able to gain a card costing up to 4, and in conjunction with Ferry we will be able to gain swaps, or we could also put the Ferry on other stuff, but as you will see, swaps paired with the footpad effect are going to be super efficient draw. So we top deck the Carpenter, and here's why I thought the 3-4 would be worse, but it actually isn't. Because now, when we gain a card with the Carpenter, we can already gain a second Carpenter, we are already going to draw another card. So, this worked out very well. We buy the Ferry, put it on swap. Now we hit 3 again, which we can use to, I think, either already gain by another swap. Another option would be a secret cave. We're hopefully going to find one or both of the carpenters next turn. So I'm actually already thinking about gaining a daimyo. Daimyo is a super efficient throne room type card, which will enable us to double play an action card that is played afterwards. In junky decks such as this, where we cannot thin, they're sometimes risky to get, but since we're aiming for just gaining a lot of action cards, we should be quite good, I think, just buying it right now. And now we get hit by the footpad attack, unsurprisingly, but that doesn't matter. We can just already gain another, let's say, carpenter for now. Nice, we draw the other carpenter, can gain a swap, pay off the 3 debt, and even go and buy another daimyo. We are going to want to activate the magic lamp to get 3 wishes, but for now it makes sense to just stuff our deck with good stuff. Playing the daimyo, yeah, as I said, they can be kind of sad in those junky type decks. In that case, we missed any other action cards, and this one finds something very nice. We find the carpenter, can double play the carpenter, gain a swap, and another carpenter, and already you see we're getting things done. We're starting to draw stuff. Now, since I played the swap, I can exchange the carpenter for another action card, costing up to 5. And since we're at the bottom of our shuffle, we have 1 card left to draw, which we'll draw after gaining a card. I'm going to just gain an emissary, which will perfectly draw end us at the transition of shuffles. I do not play. I would like to put something else into the shuffle with the carpenter, but if I play it now, we'll draw a card. So I have to play the emissary first to get the +1 action and +2 favors. But here we already draw the next carpenter. We can gain another thing, and we know in those 4 cards there is another daimyo, which we will want to draw, I think. And since we have 2 actions from the first daimyo play, I think I'm just going to gain another emissary. We could top deck it, but this wouldn't make any sense. Draw a card, play the emissary, and now daimyo the carpenter for carpenter. And let's say maybe another swap, and we are already at a point where we are going to be able to completely deplete the carpenter pile, because whenever we gain a carpenter we just draw it back up, and they're going to be really, really nice the next turn. Now the question is, what else do we want? What else do we need? We are not going to be able to activate the magic lamp this turn because we have 2 emissaries in play, 2 swaps in play, multiple carpenters, and 2 daimyos in play. But nonetheless, I think we're just going to gain 1 more carpenter, and then turn this carpenter, or actually we can gain 1 more, and I just want to leave at least 1 carpenter in the pile at the end, because otherwise the bottom part of the card will be active, and currently we won't have enough actions for that. And now, which card would be most valuable to have next turn? I think just another. Like, we could either slow down the bot using footpad, or a swamp hack even. Actually, a swamp hack isn't all too bad because we get to get to have 1 action card in play. And now we pay off the debt, and the next card we should buy is just yet another daimyo. Because those daimyos, and we can even top deck it because of the favors we got with the emissary, the daimyos are just super nice. And we cannot gain them by playing a carpenter. Let's see. Perfect. We draw a swap, and we get to get going here. Since we played a swap twice, I can just gain an emissary and be on with it. Then we replay the swap. We find another emissary, which we can already, let's say, exchange for another swap. They're going to be really nice draw. And I think we are golden for this turn. We might even be able to already pile out. I'm not sure. Let's see how well we're going to be going. I think we just need to maximize our gaining power. So I'm just going to double play the carpenter for, let's gain a few weavers. They're a bit worse than carpenters because they don't give us an action upon playing. But we could, in principle, use the gain of a secret cave to activate a bunch of them. So that might be a way to do it. Okay. We can swap swap into another carpenter, gain a card, gain a weaver, +1 card, gain another swap. And as you see, it's just very, very easy to completely draw a deck here. We don't even need this emissary necessarily. And what do we gain here? Let's say just another swap to draw another card. Yeah, let's empty most of the swaps. Gain another card. And this is just crazy how well you get to draw your deck just using those few cards. Now here I have a decision to make. What are the remaining cards in my deck? It's the question. There should be one more daimyo in there. There should be maybe another carpenter. We've played 7 carpenters, and one is in our discard. I think we gained this. So in principle, I think we should be safe to just even just gain another card to our hand that can also draw us a card, either swap or weaver. Let's say weaver, and the carpenter can gain us another swap. This carpenter can gain us another weaver. And now we have the daimyo here, perfect. And by just gaining 2 more weavers, decline, gain another weaver, we're already nearing territory of a pile out. Yeah, and our idea now is to just swap as much as possible to maybe not get rid of the swap just yet. Just to be able to maximize our gains. And now we have 2 actions left, so it might be good to gain a secret cave to make use of all of those weavers. we can discard 3 of them and play them to gain more. No, I forgot about this. Since we discarded all of them and drew one of them, we shuffled the deck, and the deck forgot that we had already discarded them, or we couldn't find them anymore, so we could not play the others anymore. I really forgot about this, but we are going to be able to do the same thing here. Actually, I'm going to top deck this secret cave using Trapper's Lodge in order to be able to play all of the weavers for their benefit, because now we can gain weaver, swap, and what should we take here? To make sure that we can finish the supply, we have 2 actions left, so our carpenter will be able to turn something into a swap. I think we're good here, whatever we take. Yes, we can just gain the other weaver. The carpenter can turn this weaver into a swap. And now we have emptied 3 supply piles, can buy a province and cruise to victory. And this is a 7-turn victory, so really quick. We didn't even get to pop our lamp to get the 3 wishes, which would have been also really nice, of course. But yeah, there really was not any opportunity to do so. But yes, this was this kingdom. I hope you enjoyed this commentary. One last thing you might be able to look at is this kingdom picture I've generated. I don't know how well this translates to the YouTube video, but this is just a fun gimmick of representing what this kingdom is able to do. I maybe should have showed this in the beginning to explain some of the concepts, but yeah, as you can see, the attack part is very pronounced because of footpad and swamp hack and familiar being probably impactful attacks. Familiar wasn't really viable here, I'd say, because it would if we gave our opponents curses during the action phase, then we would just draw them cards. Even though those curses wouldn't have been trashable until the first supply pile had emptied. And the thinning, yeah, as I said, is also really bad. I think in the beginning I said that there is no thinning possible. This is technically not true. Of course, you can start to thin when your carpenters activate, but to get there, yeah, as you saw, the supply is already empty. And yeah, the gain quality of this kingdom was just insane, with the footpad, the draw quality as well, and the daimyo was a solid village effect, but rather expensive as we really could only buy them. But yes, this has been it. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, maybe catch you next time. Goodbye.